Hey everyone, before we get into today's video, I want to remind you that we are giving away a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch bundle. There's a gleam.io link down in the description. The other requirement is that you are subscribed to the channel. And hey, if you're going to subscribe, why not hit that bell icon and give yourself a higher chance of getting our videos in your recommended feed. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Prime News. And the first bit of news we have today actually deals with Diablo 3. Now, I know some people are kind of iffy on what I'm about to talk about because I am going to mention some stuff from Digital Foundry. So we have the performance metrics in for Diablo 3, a game that released last week. And the reason I'm going to refer to Digital Foundry is for a couple reasons. One, I actually really trust their analysis. They don't do it in a biased way, despite what the fans of their channel might have you think. And two, they're one of the few outlets that can actually measure things in handheld mode because they have a modified switch that enables them to get a direct video capture of handheld mode. Now, all of that being said, this analysis is, well, interesting and in fact, very good news for Switch owners. Let's just get right into the things they had to say about this version of Diablo 3. First up, there is a dynamic resolution scaler in docked mode that bounces between 1344 x 756 and 1600 by 900. Docked mode is actually locked at 720p and does not dip. There is 60 FPS in this title on Switch. It is unlocked, however. It does essentially run at 60 FPS the whole time until you're at a much higher level on a much higher difficulty where you're basically pushing the engine of the game that it runs on to its absolute limits. Here it will dip down to 45 FPS and at its lowest 40. This is so much better than the 360 and PlayStation 3 versions, it's not even worth comparing them. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One obviously hit slightly higher resolutions and maintain the 60 FPS even in the most difficult situations better. However, long story short, it's sort of a further evidence that Switch is a pretty big leap in power over the prior generation of systems, while obviously not quite being where the current ones are. Diablo 3 itself is just an excellent experience on Nintendo Switch. So there you have it. Diablo 3 is looking excellent on Nintendo Switch, and that kind of leads into our next story because if you guys remember at BlizzCon last week, people weren't really happy with the recent Diablo announcement for a game on mobile devices when they had thought perhaps Diablo 4 might get unveiled. Well, all hope is not lost with Diablo 4 because according to Kotaku and Jason Schreier, Diablo 4 is in the works. They put up an article today, and here's what it had to say about Diablo 4. The game may have been discussed to actually release an announcement video at BlizzCon because Jason Schreier has confirmed that there was a video to announce the game recorded inside of Blizzard. Blizzard has confirmed publicly that they have multiple Diablo projects in the works, so this could hint to the fact that Diablo 4 actually is in active development, and the game itself may have undergone 2 or even 3 major direction changes under new directors. The only thing that is clear to Jason is that Diablo 4 is real. They do want to announce it eventually, but the timing of that announcement is as of yet unknown. Obviously, this is notable to Nintendo Switch owners because Diablo 3, with how well it runs on Switch and hopefully how well the sales perform, could lead to Diablo 4 also being on Switch, especially day and date. It's hard to know. It almost feels like Diablo 4 is in a little bit of development hell, but I mean, that just happens sometimes. So yeah, Diablo 4, it's a thing, it exists, it's real, as I was trying to tell people on Twitter, and yeah, it's going to come eventually. Apparently, they already have an announcement video for it done and ready to go. The question is, when are they comfortable announcing it? And it's probably going to be when they actually have more of an ETA on when the game might release, and when they're going to stop changing directors, because that's important. The next Legend of Zelda game is in active development. Now, I think this is a pretty safe presumption. They've talked in the past how Zelda games are always entering production immediately at the conclusion of the prior Zelda game, and even as they were working on that Breath of the Wild DLC, that probably wasn't the entire Zelda team. There was probably still another segment of the team starting to gear towards the next title. Now, we don't know if this title is going to be top-down, if it's going to follow Breath of the Wild's example. We do know it's probably going to be open world based on Eiji Aonuma's own comments that Breath of the Wild and A Link Between Worlds kind of set this standard where they're going to be doing open world Zeldas moving forward. Now, the reason we can actually confirm it's in active development rather than just assume it's in active development is because Nintendo is currently hiring for some new positions at their Nintendo of Japan company to specifically work on a Zelda title. Now, it does not say new Zelda title, but yeah, they're obviously working on a new Zelda game. So if you're hiring people to make a Zelda game, it's probably a new one. Here is what they are hiring for. First up, they have a 3D CG designer for terrain, topography, for gameplay, field, and dungeons, and then also a level designer for game events, field, dungeons, and enemies. So yeah, a new Zelda's in the works. I'm a big Zelda guy. I can't wait. Hopefully this is something, I mean, I've talked about in the past that I actually feel like 2019 might be a good year to initially start talking about a new Zelda game. Maybe it doesn't come out till 2020. Could be later than that. I hope it's not later than 2020, but I am pretty stoked to see what's next for the Legend of Zelda franchise. Why don't you go down to the comments and let me know what you hope the next Zelda game is and the cues it should take maybe from prior games, or maybe some new fresh ideas you have that you think would make the series even better. So Virtuos has come out to talk about Nintendo Switch. They are a company that's already ported 2 major AAA games to Nintendo Switch in the same vein of Panic Button, but obviously a different company. And they came out to talk about Switch and also mentioned that they have some pretty big titles in the works for Switch already right now. Here's what they had to say. To be honest, we thought it would be more difficult than it actually was. This is in regards to bringing games to Switch. Regarding hardware-specific challenges, we had great support from Nintendo when we were solving technical issues and things like performance improvement. Personally, I found developing for Switch really comfortable and straightforward. For obvious reasons, we cannot say what exactly we're working on for Switch, but we will definitely have some exciting, high-profile Switch games coming out very soon. By porting Dark Souls, we have proven that we can take on any Switch project, so we are confident we will get more projects in the future. As you might have seen in the last few weeks, we've also worked on Ubisoft's Starlink Battle for Atlas, which has received critical acclaim. So yeah, those are kind of the 2 titles that Virtuos is like sticking their flag in and being like, hey, Starlink Battle for Atlas on Switch, that was us. Hey, Dark Souls Remastered, that was us. So they're kind of saying, hey, look, we've already proven we can bring a day-and-date release, a remaster. We think we can bring even more titles. In fact, we have other significant games coming to Switch in the future. So I can't wait to see what those titles are. Again, it seems like Panic Button and Virtuos have quickly become the go-to studios for porting games, modern AAA games, to Switch. So I'm pretty excited. I can't even venture to guess. Is it another game from Ubisoft? Yeah, I don't know. We don't really know what's in the works, but what we do know is it's AAA. So yay, more AAA support for Switch. Did you know the Pokeball Plus has a hidden feature for Pokemon Go players? Essentially, if you transfer Pokemon from Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee into the Pokeball Plus to have, take with you traveling, whenever you walk by a Pokestop, it will automatically collect items for you without the user having to even get the item out. If you do not have a Pokemon in your Pokeball, it'll simply vibrate and then you'll have to hit a button to collect those items. It's a simplified way of collecting items for Pokemon Go. And this isn't mentioned anywhere by Nintendo, and we're kind of relying on NintendoSoup.com and what they are claiming Pokeball Plus does, because we don't have one in hand to test this out. But yeah, it would make a lot of sense if that was the case. It obviously further gives you an advantage to having a Pokemon in that Pokeball Plus accessory / controller. So yeah, there you go. I mean, another reason to buy the Pokeball Plus besides it being a Pokeball that you can use in the game, and I mean, you get Mew, so that's kind of a big selling point of the Pokeball Plus, regardless if you're not buying it because of Mew. Some people are. That being said, we got to talk about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to be supporting cloud saves. I think this was to be expected. I think basically any Nintendo game moving forward will support cloud saves, but it's nice to have that confirmation directly on the official Nintendo website. So yay, cloud saves. Don't have to worry about that data if you have a Nintendo Switch online service. Not all of you have it, but for those that do, hey, your Smash saves are safe. Now, another thing to mention about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the Piranha Plant DLC. Regardless of my criticisms and everything for it, this is some information that you guys that maybe have pre-ordered this game digitally will want to know. Nintendo is now currently, in this moment, sending out emails to people who have pre-ordered Super Smash Bros. Ultimate through the Nintendo Switch eShop. They are sending out codes to your emails associated with your accounts that give you a download code for the Piranha Plant DLC. Now, I'm not sure if you're able to put that code in now, if you have to wait till the game comes out and then the game just knows you're supposed to have it, or if you can't use that code until February. There really isn't any additional information other than, hey, they're sending out the Piranha Plant DLC codes to people who have pre-ordered digitally. So, hey, check your emails if you happen to be one of those consumers. That being said, I am Nathaniel Rufflegents from Nintendo Prime. If you like this video, you know what to do. And if you dislike the video, that's fine. Hit the dislike button. Head down to the comments. Let me know your thoughts on all of this various news. We have all of our sources in the description as always. Be sure to enter that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch giveaway. And hey, we're almost at 40,000 subscribers. So thank you guys. You guys are doing something special here for us. Hitting that 40,000 goal keeps us on pace with, how many new followers we got last year when we got about 10,000 new ones in 2018. So to see the growth maintained here in 2018 from 2017 is it's humbling. It's letting us know that we're on the right path, right? We're doing something special here. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll just catch all of you guys in the next video.